Welcome to EngTech Media, your gateway to engineering and technology. Subscribe now for more innovative content.
Hello, welcome back to this class. So in this class, we're going to be looking at understanding frame versus group. Right, you will notice that we use frame on group a lot. So in this class, I'm going to explain to you the difference between frame and group. So I'm just going to go over to my browser. Though I have the Figma app, but I'm currently using my browser, so you can actually log in with your email. All right, this is my browser, as you can see. Over here, and let me just put some things out. So I'll need to bring out some of my. I'll just bring some things out, then I'll group them together so that I can explain to you what group is. So I'll come here. Let me click on Eclipse. I'll drag that one out. So I'll come here and click on something okay, I already did that before. Let me look for something else. Rectangle. This is a rectangle. So we have our star. All right, as you can see now, everything we have here now, these are standalone different shapes. All right, these are shapes and they are standalone shapes. So in order for us to, if you check here, we have star. Let me zoom that in so that you will see what I'm talking about. If you check your left hand bar, you will see we have, first one is star, second one is rectangle, the third one is ellipse 5, we have polygon. That's what we have. These are the four things that we brought out here. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to group these four different independent shapes together. All right, so I'm just going to go there and highlight everything. So you can just highlight everything. I will come here and right click. So I'll look for, either you do Ctrl G. So you can see I'm going to group them together. You can actually use Ctrl G to do the same thing. You click on group. All right, so let me show you what happens now. If you go over to your bar, your left hand bar, you now see it's now group. All right, everything is now under this group. So it was four independent shapes before, but now they are now under one group. So I can actually come over to my group, click on the group. I'll click on it, it will automatically release everything out. Okay, let me do that. As you can see, once I click on the group, you see under the group we have star 1, rectangle 1, ellipse 5, and polygon 1. All right, so these are the things that they are now under this group. All right, so the purpose of group is to just move things around. If I click now, I want to move it around. You see, all of them will move around with me. As you can see, all of them are going to move around. So I'm going to just go over to, if I come here to click on this star, if I click on star, you discover that this star is highlighted. So I can decide to move it out. All right. Check your left hand bar, you will see this star is clicked. I click on this star. Because I clicked on it, it's no longer one of them. So I can decide to move it around. But after I've highlighted everything, you discover that the thing is still in group. It's still grouped together because it is still under, the star is still under this group. So I can go ahead and click on rectangle 1. So I'll move rectangle. So I'll be able to move rectangle without every other coming with them. All right. So I can move them separately, but they are still in one group. If I click outside the box now, let me click outside, then come back and click. You can see they are all in the same group again. I can decide to move this up or down. So all right, so do not confuse group and frame. This is just the purpose of group. This is the purpose of group, to group things together so I can move them side by side. All right, so I'm going to move that one side. So let me go over to frame. Here's my frame. This arch you are seeing here is my frame. All right, I'll just go down, or you can use F12 on your keyboard, or no, just click on F on your keyboard. You can see that's the shortcut, F on your keyboard. So I'm just going to come here and drag it to draw our frame. Now you see the difference. This is frame 26 because we have other frames in this particular page. All right, so I will show you that at the end of this class. So you can see what we created now. So in the difference between this frame and this group is that this frame is like your body. If you are building an app, the frame is your body. All right, the frame is your body. So you can act as if it's a group, because if I put things inside this frame, the frame is going to move around and those things are going to move alongside with it. So let me just add something inside this frame. I'm going to go ahead and upload image. So I'm just looking for one image. Open. So I'm going to come here and drag it. You can see the image is inside. You can see what I'm talking about. If I should duplicate it, now the image doesn't go outside this bar. Alright, the image doesn't go outside this bar where we are designing. This is what frame is all about. So let me move this frame around now so that you can see the difference. So let me click on the frame. You can see when you move the frame around, everything inside moves alongside. So it's acting as if it's like this group. Alright, but the difference is that the only purpose of this group is to make sure that all these things are together. You want to move them around, they'll be in the same place. They will not scatter. But frame is not like that. You can actually come here to frame and edit something inside, but if you move the frame itself, you see that everything that is inside will move around. Why? Because this frame is majorly used as a body of your design. So it's the house, the body of your design. So in case you are building a website or you are trying to develop an app, you are trying to design an app, so your frame is what we put everything together. So anything that is inside is your frame, move alongside with your frame. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and show you an example of what I'm talking about. I'm going to go ahead and delete this. So I'll delete this one also. So let me just scroll up. As you can see, there are some work that we have done here before. These are some previous work. So I'll make an illustration. So as you can see, this is a frame. This home page, as you can see, this is your home page. I rename it to home page, is a frame. All right, so over here we have this a group. I group all this together, all this right up you are seeing here. You can see where group is being used. All right, this right up, the home, agents, gallery, terms, about us, and contact us, we are grouped together. This is a group. All right, but this, the body of our design, is the frame. Correct. As you can see, this image is inside the frame. You can see the size of the image from here to here. So I can decide to move this image, move it up or down. So I just go ahead and do Control Z. Control Z. All right. So that is the difference between frame and group. All right. So you don't confuse them. You should know when to use your group. Things like this. Now this, Let me zoom it so you can see. Now over here, this is a group. So I grouped everything together, the renters and this red button. The red background and this renters is a group. So both of them together gives me my button. The same thing here, I only just made a duplicate, but this whole body you are seeing here is a frame, not a group. All right, this image you are seeing here, they are all frames, but what you have here, these buttons are group. So you use them side by side. They are of different purpose. All right, they are not the same. So these are shapes. You can see this one is a shape. These are shapes inside. All right, so this is a frame. This is another frame. This is another frame inside the big frame. All right, because this is a mega frame and this is another frame inside the big frame. So I have a lot of frame inside. All these boxes are all frames. All right, so this is the difference between frame and group. So in our next class, we are going to be looking at constraint. So I will see you in my next class.